Jason, just so you know, you started the broadcast when you started sharing your screen, and that's fine. But be aware that we are live, and anybody joining in can see us immediately. And Jason, I'm looking at your application window.
Can you see the screen right now?
I only see the PowerPoint application window, not the slide presentation view. There you go.
How about now?
Yep.
Can
Okay.
on the slides, but your camera is not being shared.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right. How's this now with the slides and video?
We're all good.
All right. Fantastic.
So I'm not going to sign off, but I am going to mute and stop sharing my camera. If you need anything, I'm here. But this is really your show to run, okay?
All right. Sounds great. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Shayna, I think we can both stop sharing our slides. I'm not sure. Is it Deanna or Jason? It might be Deanna. I'm getting a lot of buzz, like ambient buzz.
Might be me.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just keep myself muted until I talk.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you both. Have good luck.
Thanks.
Jason, just a quick question for you. Did you want to record this?
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
Okay. It's recording, so we'll just chop off the first few minutes. That's fine.
All right. Sounds good.
why don't you test?
Hey, Jason, it's Shayna. Can you hear me?
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Oh, hello?
Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you. I was just testing.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so it looks like we have about a minute, but let's give people a couple more minutes just to join.
Jason, if you'd like, I can unmute the participants so we can have
Sure, yeah, I think that's all right.
Okay, I've unmuted all the participants so that they can join in the discussion if they'd like, but realize that you are also self-muted, so you can take yourself off of the self-mute function if you'd like.
Awesome, thanks, Dan. We'll give maybe 2 more minutes for people to join. All right, well, for the sake of time, let's go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone to our annual National Student Chapter meeting. So normally we would have this type of meeting at a conference, but given the virtual nature of many meetings nowadays, this meeting as well will be a virtual online one. So thank you to all of you for attending one of, I think, our first virtual student chapter meetings. And I hope that, today will be informative and maybe helpful for those of you who are participating in and volunteering and being active in SFB. So can everyone see the screen? Can everyone hear me okay? Yes, no, I think
Looks good.
Looks good? All right, fantastic. All right, so in terms of our agenda for today, we're going to begin by recapping the last year for our student chapter. We're going to talk about the election results, and specifically, we're going to go over the new officers as well as the new officers-elect who have now been elected. And then we'll follow that up with a statement by the incoming president, Deanna Busalis. So I'm Jason Goa. I'm the outgoing president of the National Student Chapter. And so we'll, sort of transition officially during this meeting, and in doing so, our incoming president of the student chapter, Deanna, will be giving her own statement about her vision for the upcoming year. And after that, we'll open up it to any questions that any of you folks might have, so that's an open forum. And then after that, we'll conclude with a couple of announcements related to SFB. So in terms of the last year for the National Student Chapter, our big overall goal was really to support both communication skills as well as some of the soft skills you might see in the realm of professional development for essentially all students. So we wanted to develop these sort of universal professional skills for students who are interested both in academia as well as in industry. And our officers, who were really the people executing this, were myself, our Secretary Treasurer James, and our bylaws chair Zara. And so the three of us really spearheaded a lot of these sort of efforts to help biomaterial scientists and young students, in the realm of biomaterials, kind of develop these strong professional skills. And so, given that, again, a lot of our content this year ended up being virtual, a lot of our sort of programming as well ended up being virtual. So we focused on having these webinars that promoted the aforementioned, professional development skills. And so one of the first webinars we had was our Making Scientific Presentations webinar. So that was Neil Thompson, who runs the organization Teach the Geek, which is focused on teaching engineers specifically how to develop communication skills and to really kind of present their research in a compelling way and to convey, say, scientific results and engineering results in ways that are, kind of effective and I think also compelling. And so our first webinar was on really making presentations in the context of, say, conference presentations, thesis defenses, that sort of thing. So academic, mostly sort of presentations, as well as some kind of industry geared, like pitches, business pitches, that sort of thing. And then our second webinar was, I think, on a topic that's relatively timely, and that is on developing online branding, networking, and job applications during these unique sort of COVID-19 times, right? So we focused on really helping people understand how they can use this remote work specifically to develop a stronger online brand and to build that network and still continue kind of building their professional life even during the remote sort of nature of COVID-19. So essentially, those have been, our big goals for the last year. And once again, we used, in lieu of, say, in-person content, we used virtual webinars as our means of promoting these sorts of goals that we had. And so I'd like to move on to our new officers as well as our election results. And so our previous officers-elect will transition to our current officers. And then we have a couple new officers as well, officers-elect as well to announce. And so for the 2020 to 21 officers, so these are our incoming officers, we have Deanna Busalis from University of Florida as our president, Sabrina Macias, also from University of Florida as our secretary-treasurer, and then Nicholas Fisher, who was elected to bylaws chair from the University of Minnesota. And then for our newly elected officers-elect, who will be taking on the role of officers the subsequent year, we have Jerry Coons from Rice University as our president-elect, and Brian James from the University of Florida as our secretary-treasurer-elect. So I want to say congratulations to both our incoming officers as well as to our recently elected officers. I'm very grateful to all of you for participating in SFB, and congratulations again on being elected to your positions. So to sort of officially transition, I'd like to hand it off to Deanna, who will give an incoming president's statement.
Hi everyone, I'm Deanna. Excited to be the new president. Thanks Jason for all of your great work in the past year. And I just wanted to touch on some of the goals that I would like to try to accomplish the next year. Mainly to gain more student involvement in general. I know we've had kind of less involvement this past year because a lot of biomaterials days were canceled, and the world as it is very crazy right now. But so for example, we in the past 2 years, I think we've had difficulty filling the spots for president treasurer for the student chapter, and so I kind of have some ideas. I wanted to also lead this into our open forum of what you guys want and how we could make more students involved in the national student chapter. Some ideas I had is maybe making a Twitter account for the student section to try to highlight what other SFB chapters or local chapters are doing, or maybe a Slack for student biomaterials researchers. We are also thinking about doing some more virtual panels or seminars outside of the SFB 2021 conference. And other things we're doing this year is Jason and I are working on some programming for SFB 2021. So one panel we're planning is If I Were a Student Now. So we're trying to get more established people from industry and academia as panelists to talk about what they would do if they were a grad student now. And another panel we're planning that's kind of student-based, but kind of more just for a general audience, is transitioning technology from bench to market, to have a better idea of all parts of the translation process, from doing research at the lab bench and then all the tech transfer and regulatory parts that go into it. Legit. Yeah, Jason, you can go to the next slide.
All right, thanks so much, Deanna. So actually, why don't we go ahead and do a round of introductions for our new officers and officers-elect. So Deanna, if you want to start and maybe introduce yourself. Maybe let's maybe say, I know the institutions there, but maybe introduce yourself and the kind of research that you do.
Yeah, so I'm a fifth-year PhD student, hopefully finishing up this year in Dr. Christine Schmidt's lab at University of Florida. And I work with biomaterials, of course, mainly with natural biomaterials, trying to use decellularized tissues to either develop models, in vitro models for health and disease, or use those as therapeutic development tools. Okay, Sabrina, I think you're here.
Sabrina, I think your audio's off. Okay. Well, it looks like Sabrina's audio's. Hello?
Sabrina's also a fifth-year PhD student at UF, works in Dr. Ben Keselowski's lab. She does some other cool stuff.
Cool. Let's go to Nicholas.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Great. Awesome. I'm Nick Fisher. I'm a fourth-year grad student at the University of Minnesota in Conrado Aparicio's lab. I do biomaterials, like I guess everyone else. I'm interested in percutaneous devices and surface strategies, both using biomolecules and synthetic materials in order to reduce failure of percutaneous devices. I'm happy to be here. Thanks.
Great. Are you from Minnesota originally by any chance?
No, no, I'm not. I'm originally from Iowa.
Oh, cool. Actually, I grew up in Minnesota, which is why I asked.
Oh, cool.
All right, Jerry.
Hi everyone, I'm Jerry Clunes. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Jerry, I think your volume's a little low.
Okay, is this any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, great. Hi everyone, I'm Jerry. Really excited to work with all of you. I'm a PhD student at Rice University. As Jason mentioned, I'm actually in the same lab as him. And I'm also an MD PhD student, so I'm doing my PhD in between 2 phases of med school to graduate with both degrees. But I also do biomaterials work for bone tissue engineering, and I'm working on 3D printing with growth factors.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Jerry. Brian?
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm in Josephine Allen's lab at University of Florida, and so I study sex-specific mechanobiology for precision medicine and nucleic acid collagen biomaterials.
All right. Awesome. Well, it sounds like we all do biomaterials research, which is to be expected and really cool. So great. Well, welcome again to everyone, and thank you all for your contributions and your future involvement in SFB. Okay. So we'll go ahead and move into the open forum segment. So are there any questions or comments that people have? for either myself or for Deanna?
And you can type them in the chat as well.
All right, no questions, no comments, great. So with that, we'll go ahead and just wrap up with a couple of quick announcements then. So I think a lot of you are aware of the special interest groups with SFB. So there are 14 of them, and they cover, really, they just run the gamut in terms of the different areas of biomaterials research. So as students, we can really join any of these SIGs, as they're called, these special interest groups. And so if you find one or more that fits the kind of research you're doing or the kind of research you're interested in pursuing or just something that you have an interest in, definitely encourage you to seek out the chair of each SIG and join them. So typically these SIGs will have their own sort of activities and even sessions at SFB conferences. So it's a great way, not only by joining a SIG, to not only get involved in sort of the scientific aspect and learn about the research that's going on in a specific area, but also to really get involved and to meet people who are working in that specific area. So it's great not only for networking, but also for just kind of building a stronger and broader, I think, research sort of repertoire. So if you're interested in joining one of the SIGs, definitely encourage you to check into them. You can find out more as well on the SFB website. One other thing I'd like to promote is forming your own student chapter. So I think a lot of us on this call have active student chapters at our schools. But if there is not one, then I strongly encourage you to consider forming a local chapter. It's relatively painless, and it has a lot of rewards to it, which is that you gain a lot of soft skills and leadership experience in the process. You get the opportunity to host and get funding for biomaterials days at your institution, which kind of lead into point one, again, more leadership experience and a great way to kind of promote biomaterials research as well locally. And then importantly, there are also travel grant opportunities for you to attend conferences. So obviously that is a big sort of bonus that you can have should you get involved in forming a student chapter at your university. And if you want to learn more about forming a student chapter or about the different grants and awards that are available, you can visit the Biomaterials website, which is www.biomaterials.org. And then, of course, next year, there's going to be the SFB 2021 annual meeting planned to be in Chicago. And abstracts are currently being solicited. So if you have some research you want to, you're working on, I encourage you to submit that as well. As you can see from the abstract deadlines, it's cheaper if you submit earlier as well. So definitely keep that in mind. And then the website is listed there as well, or you can just Google SFB 2021, and that'll take you to learn more information about each of the different sessions that you can submit or cater your abstract to. And then the next thing I'd like to promote is our student travel program. So we have two in particular that are being highlighted here. That is the Cato T. Lorenzen MB PhD Travel Fellowship, named in honor of one of the members of SFB, Cato Lorenzen. And this supports underrepresented minorities in the field of biomaterials, specifically undergraduate students. So if you know an undergraduate student who you think would be a great fit for this, then please encourage them to apply. And then we also have the C. William Hall Scholarship. So once again, for undergraduates pursuing bachelor's degrees in bioengineering or kind of a tangential field. And so if you're, again, if you have an undergraduate mentee or know someone interested in that award, please encourage them to apply as well. And the deadline is December 4th, so there's still some time. And then lastly, I'd like to give a shout out to our student webinar series. So this one was spearheaded by Brian James, our Secretary Treasurer-elect. And so the goal of this webinar series essentially is to allow our local university chapters of SFB to host their own hour-long webinars to showcase the research and kind of the the cool stuff going on at their respective universities. So if you are at a current university that has its own local chapter of the SFB student section, then I strongly encourage you to apply for this. We're currently seeking submissions, And this is a brand new program that I think is really exciting, has a lot of potential to really showcase just all the cool research going on at different universities. So definitely consider sending your submission. And again, it's pretty, doesn't take a ton of work, I think, to submit your university or your ideas, but the rewards are pretty big. So definitely consider it. That concludes our content for today's student chapter meeting. Do we have any other last minute questions before I wrap up?
Jason, I just wanted to say thanks for your leadership and all your hard work over the last year and a half. Pointed out yesterday, you're the longest serving student chapter president in SFB history. So thank you very much for all your hard work and your ability to frankly roll with the punches. We had a couple of doozies this year, and you pulled it off. Thank you very much.
Yep, of course. Happy to have served for the year and a half. It's been it's been a pleasure working with you as well, Dan, and with everyone else. So great. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending and for contributing to SFB. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap the meeting. And yeah, thank you again, and have a nice rest of your week.